From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Our top story this evening, charges have been filed against a Fairbanks man in connection to the murder of an 18-month-old boy.
32-year-old Robert Lincoln Croskrey was charged with tampering with physical evidence, possession of a controlled substance, and failure to report a violent crime against a child, all felonies. The boy was brought to Fairbanks Memorial Hospital and pronounced dead in December of 2013. Employees later contacted authorities to report the incident. Croskrey was in an intimate relationship with the mother of the child, Amberlynn Swanson, who was charged with first-degree murder. In an affidavit, several witnesses' original claims about the defendant's whereabouts were proven false, further stating they believed he was actually with Swanson during the period of time her son was murdered. She has since claimed Croskrey was the one who took the young boy the night he was murdered in her vehicle, telling police she needed to take responsibility for what happened because she should have protected him.
A semi-truck accident closed 2 lanes of the Steese Highway at the intersection of the Johansson this morning. The truck, operated by Carlisle Transportation, had rolled onto its side and required 2 large tow trucks to flip it back. Northbound traffic was diverted around the scene onto City Lights Boulevard. Now, the trailer was carrying about 50,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate, which was heading for Fairbanks Gold. The DOT Commercial Vehicle Enforcement cited the driver for driving too fast for conditions. Police on scene said there were no injuries.
The driver was turning off of the Johansson to go north on the Steese, and apparently the whole truck and tanker just rolled over on its side. Real low speed. A witness said maybe about 10 or 15 miles per hour. There are no injuries, nothing's leaking. There's a little bit of oil coming from the front of the truck, but a mechanic showed up here and stopped that, so there's nothing environmentally dangerous right now, I see.
City firefighters spent several hours extinguishing a blaze in the debris of the old Klondike Inn last night. The fire was reported at 5:30 p.m. and declared out at about 11. Firefighters had help from Public Works employees with heavy equipment. The old buildings had been torn down last fall. It's believed that a grass fire started near Sophie Station and spread to the debris pile.
We'd like to clarify the details on a story aired last evening. 20-year-old Trevor Valley of Fairbanks was sentenced yesterday after originally being accused of sexual abuse of a minor. In a plea deal, the sex abuse charges were dropped and he pleaded guilty to felony third-degree assault for injuring a child under 10. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison with 1 year suspended and 7 years probation. Valley was also ordered to continue a rehabilitation program for substance abuse problems as part of his probation conditions.
An environmental study is in full swing for the Susitna-Watana Hydro Project. Monty Bowen was at an informational meeting on the project last night and filed this report.
An estimated 200 scientists, surveyors, archaeologists, and others have been in the field studying everything from cultural and botanical resources to all 5 species of salmon. The Alaska Energy Authority has worked to implement the studies that cover the area from the mouth of the Cook Inlet to upper Susitna River. They held a public information session in Fairbanks last night.
We wanted to give the people here in Fairbanks an opportunity to understand where we are in the process, to learn what we've learned, and to ask questions on the project so they can gain an understanding.
Even though the project is at the other end of the state, there will be benefits for Fairbanks.
Affordable energy, electric energy to the citizens here in the Fairbanks. Secondly, it'll reduce the emissions that we have in Fairbanks by reducing oil-fired generation in particular.
One group is opposing the project, mostly for economic reasons.
They're proposing 50% of the rail belt's energy needs, and so, but in the process, that $5 billion could be better spent throughout the entire state. And can the state both afford the gas pipeline and this hydro project?
This is Monty Bowen reporting.
All right, when we come back, a mother is raising funds for a special cause that will help many.
Also, our series of garden tips start up tonight. We'll have those stories and more when the Fbx Evening News continues.
And welcome back. This summer, one mother is raising the funds for a special cause. Stephanie Woodard has more now in this report.
If you drive by Hesray Field on any summer evening, you're sure to find folks playing ball and their kids sitting on the sidelines with their friends. One mother says she is raising the funds to build a playground for the kids to safely play.
We've always needed some place safe for the kids to go because they hang out between the fields and you get fly balls, foul balls.
The playground will be built in honor of her son, Sean Brown, the young boy that was killed during an accident at Arctic Man last year.
We decided to name it Sean's Playground. And he grew up at these fields. I mean, he started out in the stroller and then playing in the dirt, and then he started playing baseball. So just in his memory, we figured we'd have something fun, and we'll put a sign on there that says Sean's Playground. And we'll have sponsors too, so everybody's names will be on there along with Sean's name.
The idea for the park has been in the minds of her teammates for over a year now. But this year, Eleanor says they really kick-started the project.
Started brainstorming last year, and then we got a hold of the borough, figured out what the regulations were for playground equipment. It has to be specific, certified equipment. We have to get it from the states, and then we'll have to have it installed by a certified contractor. Plan is to have it done by next summer.
Their ultimate goal is to raise $20,000 to pay for the borough-approved equipment, installation, and liability responsibilities. Fundraisers and donations have been sent out, and they are still looking for ways to meet their goal.
We have calendars we're giving out right now. We're selling them. They're $20 a piece. It's like a raffle calendar. Every day has a different prize amount on it. We also have 2 small fundraisers going on online on Facebook. Sean's Playground Fundraiser, I think, is the name of the page. Sean's Memorial Fund still open at Denali Alaskan Federal Credit Union. You could donate small amounts to that account. All the funds in there will go directly to the playground.
In the end, Eleanor said it's the place where Sean grew up and an area where kids can enjoy fun in his memory. I'm Stephanie Woodard, reporting.
Where can you find vegetables and flowers along with hanging flower baskets, perennials, strawberries, trees, bushes, and just about any other thing you would find in any of the greenhouses in town? The answer is at the annual hospice plant sale that happens tomorrow at 20th and Turner Street beginning from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The sale has been going on for years now and receives all of its donations from the community. The funds that are raised from the sale result in many patients receiving a better quality of life as they begin their process of passing on.
So all the money that we raise actually goes into a pot of money that the hospital looks at, and it goes to hospice clients for special needs. There's a special group of people that can decide what that money is used for, and we just encourage everybody to come out and buy their flowers here.
Last week we talked about getting your lawn ready for summer. Tonight it's an interesting tip called hardening off your plants. Here's our gardening tips for this week.
Hi, this is Stephen Seafelt with the Cooperative Extension Service, and I'm joined today by Darcy Echeverry, a program assistant here, and today we're going to talk about hardening off. Darcy, what's involved with hardening off?
Well, hardening off is the process of getting your seedlings and your starts ready to be put outside in the garden bed. And you can do this if you have bought transplants or if you've started your own seedlings. This is something you need to do before they can go outside. Your seedlings have been used to a constant temperature and a fairly constant daylight or light provided to them. So you need to get them ready for the increase in sunlight being outside, the changes in temperature, both cooler nights and hotter days, and wind that they might be subjected to out of doors. To prep them, you can start indoors by putting a fan on the plants to get them used to wind. That'll strengthen their stems for when they are moved outside, and you can start moving them out of doors every day for a couple of hours. And do this incrementally. 1 hour the first day, 2 hours the next day, till you work up to 8 or more hours a day outside. Watch your plants while you have them outside to make sure they're not wilting or getting scalded by the sun. If you are observing that, you can provide them with more water or move them indoors at that time. You can start this process of hardening off your transplants or your seedlings about 2 weeks before you plan on putting them outdoors. And here in Fairbanks, that's usually June 1st, depending on what area of town you live in. Next week, we'll talk about transplanting those plants that you've just hardened off.
Thanks, Darcy, for that information, and we'll see you again next week where we talk about transplanting.
Gardening tips, brought to you by Fairbanks Stump Grinders and by Midnight Sun Family Medicine.
So Joe, what's up?
I don't know. Right. But we have highlights from a race last night that had a spectacular finish at the North Pole Speedway.
Awesome.
Also, a couple of Maui meets to get gold today at the High School State Track and Field Championship meeting in Anchorage. Found out who won and more next. Welcome back, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here to get your Memorial Day weekend started with some sports. We start with some news from the ASAA First National Bank High School Track and Field State Championships at Diamond High School in Anchorage. The Malamutes had 2 athletes win gold today. Check out this pic from the Lathrop Activities Twitter account. Jared Welch clears 6 feet 6 inches to take the gold medal in the boys' high jump. Welch, a junior, also set a new school record clearing that height. And also senior Toya Levi, in her first year with Lathrop, won the girls' discus event, throwing 123 feet. Congrats to the Mutes, and we'll have more on the state track and field meet tomorrow and on Monday. Last night at the North Pole Speedway, the Bandos and Legend cars got on the track for the second race of the season. It was a photo finish in the Legends class. Second-year driver Austin Cody in the 17 car. He went on the high side and just barely crossed the finish line before veteran driver Al Tradle, who was down low in the 43 right there. Cody won by 0.1 seconds, the tightest of all race finishes, if you will. In the Bandos class, Destiny Todd won her first ever heat, getting the checkered in the first heat. Stephen Hunter took over, winning second heat and the main event. That's back-to-back main event wins for Hunter in 2 weeks. He leads the Bandos class with 608 points. Todd is second with 589. Now back to the Legends class. Cody's nail-biter of a win punctuated a perfect night of racing as he went 3-0, winning the first 2 heats and the main event in the 6-car field. It's his first win of the season. He and Trade will talk about the crazy close race to the last checkered flag of the night.
Al just came up behind me and I was just freaking out the whole time. I didn't know what was going to happen with that lap car, but it turned out good, I guess. It was literally by an inch.
I intended to go high and won. I didn't get my car in position soon enough, and the 17 beat me to the position, and I see he was really fighting that position there because all the cars were washing up.
It felt good to take all 3, but yeah, it was definitely a good start of the season.
We want to keep them close. We got to keep those stands full or whatever. But yeah, me and Austin did a good close battle there, and hopefully there'll be a few more this summer.
And the great shooting numbers continue for members of the Alaska Rifle Team. The USA Shooting Rifle Pistol World Championship selection matches in Fort Benning, Georgia. Sophomore Tim Cherry won the silver medal in the 50-meter 3 position, scoring over 3,500 points in 3 days. Cherry secured his spot on the USA World Championship team. Cherry will also be the only American to shoot an air rifle prone in 3 position at the first ISSF Junior World Cup in Germany next week. Cherry joins rising senior Ryan Anderson, redshirt freshman Sagan Madalena on the U.S. team. Former UAF rifleman and Olympic gold medalist Matt Emmons won the prone in 3 position matches. Anderson placed 4th, missing out on 3rd place by a point. And in 3rd position, another former Nanook, Joe Hine, took 5th place. And outgoing Nanook Mike Loayuza took 2nd in prone this week, but placed 8th in 3 position. It's the start of a beautiful Memorial Day weekend. Here's what's going on for sports in the interior. Tomorrow, lots of softball at the South Davis Field. 6 games are scheduled. They start as early as 10 a.m. with Colony taking on Lathrop in the early slot. Then Cordova and Hutchinson, they have a doubleheader, and that starts at 11:45 for the second game, game 1 at 10 o'clock. In baseball, Hutch and Cordova will meet on Arco Field for a doubleheader starting at 10 a.m. And Lathrop travels to Delta for a doubleheader against the Huskies starting at noon. West Valley and North Pole will meet at 2 p.m. on Newbie Field in North Pole. And also tomorrow, the first mud bog of the spring at the North Pole Speedway. Gates open at noon and the bogging starts at 2 o'clock. For all you runners, try the Annihilator 10K race, the first of the trail series. That's at the gravel pit a mile and a half north of Nenana. That starts at 11 a.m. Dubbed the toughest 10K in the interior, and it's just $5. Then on Memorial Day morning, right next to Grotto Memorial Park, is the Memorial Day King and Queen of the Beach Sand Volleyball Tournament. Registration is at 10 a.m. and the games start at 11 o'clock. And it happens every now and then, but we have another tie for our Player of the Week. The same amount of votes went to the number 3 and number 2 place. Scooter Bynum solo shot against North Pole in Monroe's
16-4 win on Monday night over the Patriots. And last Saturday, Carly Fitzgerald, she scored the game winner for the Malamutes, who punched their ticket to next week's state tournament for the first time since 2007 in a 1-0 win over West Valley. So Scooter's homer and Carly Fitz's game winner are your plays of the week. To pick the next play of the week, watch for the I-5 Interior Top 5 plays on Mondays during our weekend recap. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey, welcome back, everyone, to the Fairbanks Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again, taking a look at the weather, and another great day across the interior. For the most part, lots of clear skies and mild temperatures. In fact, we went over 60 degrees today for the high. And our photograph for tonight is a really interesting one, an owl that was spotted around the Wedgwood area. This is the great horned owl. Roy Lambert was able to capture this, and look at those eyes looking right at you. Ooh, that's eerie. And again, if you have a photograph to share, by all means, send it photos at ktvf11.com. We'll share it with the rest of the audience. 61 degrees right now at the airport. That is our high for the day. The low last night, 35. Record high in 2002. Record low, 25 in 1918. Sunrise and sunset, 19 hours and 44 minutes of daylight. That's a gain of 7 minutes from yesterday. Our satellite and radar showing the flow mainly out of the west and northwest. It's going to turn a little more to the west over the weekend, allowing some moisture to move across from the Bering Sea, giving us a little better chance of some shower activity. Across the state today, pretty quiet for the most part. You can see mainly partly cloudy to cloudy skies across the southeast. Over the Gulf of Alaska, we're looking at clear to partly cloudy skies. Sunshine around the Seward Peninsula, a few snow flurries in the Barrow area. Lower 48 weather, pretty good storm wrapping up around the Four Corners area there in the Las Vegas and Phoenix and parts of the Utah area. And that's cranking up and becoming a real weather maker for many areas, bringing showers and heavy thunderstorms, maybe some more hail again. Early next week, the jet stream will remain well to the north, which means warm temperatures return once again to the deep south and the southwest, and heavy rain continues to fall across the southern sections of the country. And as far as the outlook for tomorrow, for Saturday, more heavy rain moving across Texas, and it's going to be bringing those folks a lot of relief from the drought they've been having. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow. The northern sections, once again, looking at decreasing clouds for the Barrow area with partly cloudy skies for Nome and mostly cloudy skies for Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, mainly partly cloudy skies for Fairbanks and Healy, mostly sunny skies in the Delta Junction area. Over the eastern or southeastern sections, partly cloudy to cloudy skies for Juneau and Ketchikan. While out to the southwest, we're looking at partly cloudy skies for Cold Bay and Bethel and mostly sunny skies for Kodiak Island. Everybody looking pretty good. And over the south central regions, a little smoke around the Anchorage area, mostly sunny skies in Homer, but there may be some smoke in the afternoon, cloudy skies at Valdez. Well, time once again for our allergy report, and the allergy report is not showing any signs of change. As you can see, once again, trees at high level, mold, weeds, and grass at low levels. That's good news to pass along. Forecast for tonight, a little warmer than last night, mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow's forecast looking really good for all the outdoor activities going on, 63 degrees. And the extended forecast calling for maybe some showers on Sunday, then just cloudy skies right on through the Memorial Day weekend into the first Monday of Memorial Day. As you can see, we're looking at mainly cloudy skies and temperatures once again right around 60 degrees for the daytime highs, overnight lows around 40 degrees. Pretty consistent right across the board there.
I thought we were supposed to see some showers on Memorial Day.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Mother Nature changed her mind.
She does. She has that opportunity.
Or you flipped your coin. Which one was it?
Either one.
Very good. Well, it's shaping up to be a good weekend all around.
It sure is.
Now, before we go, the Bailey's Furniture Spring Dream giveaway has wrapped up, and we have our winner.
Hey!
The person getting the grand prize is me. No, just kidding. Pat Moss. Congratulations, Pat. You win a furniture package from Bailey's valued at $2,500.
Awesome. Congratulations to him.
Very good. Or her.
Or her.
Yeah.
Pat.
Yeah. That'll wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We are glad you could join us.
NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams is coming up next.
You can join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
That will do it from all of us here at the News Center. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll see you back here at 11.